Again, I'd like to welcome you to our toasty warm hondo on this wonderfully chilly December morning. Reverend Patty actually comes really early to make sure that the heat is on and that the hondo is warm. Last week, I spoke about being more aware of our interdependence with all things, our interconnection with the sun and the moon, the universe, our oneness with the earth, our environment, and our oneness with each other. And when I spoke about the historical Buddha awakening to the reality of oneness, I shared the legend of Siddhartha and how on December 8th, I said the sun rose in the west. I don't know if any of you caught that, but my sister Janie and her husband were here, and as a lifelong educator, she quickly let me know as she came through, the sun rises in the east. I just told her, well, you know I've always been directionally challenged. But oh my, how silly is that? Everyone knows, of course, the sun rises in the east. Well, this month of December marks the end of the year 2015, just days away, really. And as each year comes to a close, we are quietly reminded again that there is an end to everything. In June of this year, after over a 7-year run, my favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb, came to an end. I couldn't believe that they were really ending, you know? I mean, not only was it my favorite cartoon, but one of the longest running shows in Disney history. And I read online that the creators, Dan Povenmire and Jeff Marsh, said, and this is what they wrote, "We all know that there have been TV shows that have overstayed their welcomes, who did themselves a real disservice by hanging in there a season or 3 too long. And we just didn't want that to be in the case of Phineas and Ferb. We didn't want our show to be one of those that wore out its welcome. We really wanted to go out strong, shut down production while people were still fond of the show and its characters." And I totally understand why they are retiring the show. But that didn't mean I was not sad. It will always remain one of my all-time favorites, and I'm still enjoying the reruns. I credit Tyler Sasaki for introducing me to Phineas and Ferb in 2010. And for almost 6 years now, I've been a huge fan. When Patty would see me glued to an episode, she would just roll her eyes, you know. And each time I would encourage her to stay with me and enjoy the show, but I've had little success, really. I remember Tyler gave a Dharma talk about being at his Bachang Imai's home, and he was so happy because he could watch his favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. And he said they didn't get the Disney Channel in the Sasaki home. Well, Tyler went on to explain that in each episode, Phineas and Ferb would think of something great to do that day with their friends. And their sister, Candace, was always trying to bust them for doing outrageous things. Simultaneously, their pet platypus, Perry, who was also a secret agent, would be involved in some intrigue, foiling the wannabe evil scientist, Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz. Now, if you've never seen an episode, everything I've just said makes no sense at all. But how many of our kids here know Phineas and Ferb? How many of our parents? Oh, yes! All right. But as Tyler explained in his Dharma message, at the end of each episode, absolutely everything would all strangely come together in one seamless, interconnected, and interactive whole. Everything came seamlessly together. And Tyler shared how this always gave him a feeling of what Buddhism teaches to be interdependence. And so he appreciated his favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. I'm always on the lookout for a really good cartoon to watch, and After hearing Tyler's talk, I had to find and watch this show. It was love at first viewing. I proudly became a fan. In fact, I may be the only person over 12 here that knows all the lyrics to the theme song. There's 104 days to summer vacation. You know it, huh? And most likely, I'm the only one here over 10 that might proudly wear a Perry the Platypus hat. Here it is. Pretty cool, huh? Last year, actually, on my wish list for presents, I asked for a Phineas and Ferb tie, but they couldn't find that. But I got this, and this is really great too. It's from my niece Marissa, Perry the Platypus. You'll have to watch the show if you don't. Then you'll understand who this is. Yeah, Perry. Well, in closing the show after 7 seasons, the Disney Channel ran a 73-hour marathon of Phineas and Ferb. And I was really happy. Oh, Patty was not able to watch the cooking channel downstairs, and I was glued to Phineas and Ferb for all those hours. And on June 12th, 2015, the last episode aired, and it was appropriate titled, The Last Day of Summer. I made Patty watch this one with me. I had tears in my eyes, knowing that this was it. Tyler enjoyed the interdependence of all the characters and the activities in each episode. What I found irresistible and most enjoyable was the totally positive, upbeat nature of Phineas and Ferb and their friends. Phineas and Ferb especially are always so positive. They are open and uncritical. They are optimistic and embracing of not just each new day, but also of everyone they meet. They're open and embracing. In short, they are never complaining. Instead, they are always so appreciative, never negative, never blaming anyone for whatever happened. And when things do not go as they had planned, they embrace the change. They embrace the change, and they just go with the flow. And in doing this, they not only made the most of whatever might have gone wrong, they would thoroughly enjoy whatever happened so wholeheartedly that nothing really went wrong. It was all good. It was all good. Their sister Candace, on the other hand, is always complaining and blaming and trying to bust her brothers. She is so obsessed with being in charge and being right that she is almost always unhappy. As my Metapadma students know, in the Four Noble Truths that the historical Buddha taught 2,600 years ago, life is tough because we are selfish, right? Life is tough because we are selfish. It's very simple. Being selfish and self-centered is the root of our unhappiness. It's what makes life tough. This is what the Buddha taught. We always want our way, and when things don't go our way, we are not happy campers. Sister Candace always ends up being frustrated and unhappy because the world is not centered on her. She never feels she is getting her way. It's true, you know. Just think about it. Think about the last time you were unhappy. Most likely you're just thinking about not getting your way. Now think about also the last time you really went to a great movie or saw an amazing Broadway show or went to a great concert or performance. A show or performance that was so good that we didn't want it to end. And when we were leaving that show, that performance, that concert, we were smiling, we were happy, saying, man, that was great. That was totally awesome. I had such a great time. You know, decades ago, when I was living in Japan, I went to see one of the hottest musical groups of that era perform. I saw Earth, Wind, and Fire at the Budokan in Tokyo. It was fantastic. And then on one of our early dates, Patty and I, we went to see the musical play Dreamgirls with the original star Jennifer Holliday playing the lead. It was incredible. Her closing performance just before the intermission was so powerfully moving that when the curtains came down, they closed, the house lights came up, no one moved. Everyone just sat there going, whoa. It was really incredible. When we were in New York last year, we went to see Wicked, and wow, was that great. I knew immediately I wanted to someday see that Broadway show again. And you really enjoyed something when you want to see it again. And I'm sure those going to see the new Star Wars episode that opened 2 days ago will leave feeling totally exhilarated and happy. Has anyone seen it already? Yeah? Whoa! Now think about it. Was it really great? Oh, see? Think about it. Why were you happy? Why are we happy when we go to see something, a show or concert or performance, a movie that's totally awesome? We are really enjoying ourselves because for the duration of the entire performance, we are not thinking about ourselves. During the entire show, we're not sitting there thinking, what about me? Why isn't anyone paying attention to me? How come I'm not getting my way? Instead, you are so not focused on you that you are happy and you're enjoying the moment. Again, the most unhappy people are those only thinking about themselves. And the happiest people are those who are other-centered, those who are uncentered on themselves. So, as we enter the holiday season, first, let's enjoy this family time of year thoroughly. Let's enjoy this gift-giving and gift-receiving time of year and enjoy and appreciate every family gathering. Every opportunity to be with those whose lives give meaning to our own is a gathering we should cherish. And secondly, let's try to embrace each day with greater appreciation and less complaining. As I've often mentioned, a Buddhist life, a life of Nembutsu, is a life of appreciation. Even more, it is trying to live feeling gratitude so deep that words would never be enough. Saying thank you would be insufficient to express your gratitude. But we cannot live with such real deep gratitude if we are complaining. And to help us appreciate the effort it takes to live without complaining and being self-centered, each year, in my Metta Padma class, I prepare a no monku contract for the participants to fulfill. And they just got their contract a couple weeks ago, and they have 1 month to try to fulfill this. And today, I prepared again for our Dharma school. I'm giving out a version of this contract for those who attend our Dharma school service. Let me read you the Dharma school version. I made lots of copies. And I'm going to place them out here. Please take as many as you want. Take some home to friends and family. Here it is, okay? The Sacramento Betsuin Dharma School No Monku Contract. Monku is a great word that I will explain as this goes along. A Buddhist life, a life of Nembutsu, is often called a life of appreciation. But as soon as we complain, whine, or become angry, there is no room for appreciation in our hearts and minds. To live without monku is also a way of living a life of Nembutsu. Realizing this, we would like our Betsuin Dharma friends and Dharma school students to experience the effort it takes to live a life of Nembutsu. So, monku is whining, complaining, being self-centered, becoming upset. The contract, here's the contract part. Within the next 1 month, on a pre-selected day, it can be chosen by a designated family member, or harder yet, we can be on the honor system, and we have to catch ourselves. And you fill in your name, I will live an entire 24-hour day without monku, complaining, whining, criticizing, or becoming angry. If I should monku even once, another day will be selected during which I will live with not even one monku. This will continue until I have been able to complete one full 24-hour day without monku. And then in parentheses, please keep in mind that monku can also be our gestures. Monku can even be without words. The rolling of eyes, the stomping of feet, silent but angry stares, hands on hips, slamming of doors, mean stares, even pouting gestures are considered monku. So you can sign it and then date the day you're able to fulfill. It's pretty good. So a Buddhist life of Nembutsu, is a life of appreciation. And we can't do that when we have even the tiniest sliver of monku in our hearts. There's no room for even a sliver of gratitude. And so today, for the last time maybe, I prepared this wonderful contract. The hint I give my kids to help them succeed, because I don't just leave them hanging. On the day your parents choose to fulfill this contract, my recommendation is wake up late and sleep early. Like right after dinner. I'm so tired. So for our friends today, I have another helpful hint. Pick the winter solstice. It's the shortest day of the year. So this is our last Dharma School service for this year, and we will meet again on Sunday, January the 10th, 2016. So today, Reverend Patty and I, with all of Team Betsuing, would like to wish all of you a safe and happy and enjoyable holiday season. And we want to thank you for joining us this mid-December Sunday morning. Please join me in Gassho. As we enter the holiday season, first, let's enjoy this family time of year thoroughly. Let's enjoy this gift-giving and gift-receiving time of year, and enjoy even more every family gathering, for every opportunity to be with those whose lives give meaning to our own is a gathering to cherish. Secondly, let us try to embrace each day with greater appreciation and less complaining. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.